Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It is about 9:30. It is 1 degree out there. I've just put the geese out and it's flipping freezing. My hands are now like ice. I've woken up this morning. Well, I had woken up before I ate my ready break. I could actually put my teeth together. I could bite down without the skin going over. Now, since eating the ready break that I've just eaten, skin's going back between the teeth. So I think just eating even something like ready break irritates that area and makes it sort of inflamed a bit more. Anyway, I'm going to take some more anti-inflammatory, so the ibuprofen, and I'm going to take my antibiotic now that I've eaten and have a nice warm cup of tea to warm myself back up again. I've got doctors at 4:30. I feel wobbly, so I do think something's still affecting my ear, although the earache isn't as bad. And I wouldn't say my earache's been terrible, but I just feel, because it's all in this area where I've been unwell, yeah, it's clearly affected my ears in some way, or that ear in some way. But anyway, I'm going to stop moaning and I'm going to make the most of a very lazy day. I'm going to try and sleep a lot. I was going to do a puzzle, and if I get bored of sitting in bed, then I will go and do a puzzle. I have a new puzzle board to try out that arrived yesterday in the most mahoosive box you ever did see. If you haven't seen yesterday's vlog, you might want to go and check that out. I am feeling perkier. It is about 10ish, half 10. Half 10, hold on. Oh, blimey, 11:20. Kenzie's fed me bacon, which I've been able to eat. So this is all looking very positive, and I'm stood up and I don't feel too wobbly. So one thing I am going to do, though, because I'm fed up with the smell, is wash the dogs with Kenzie. It doesn't take an awful lot of effort. And since they're not going to be out and about with me today, they could probably do with a bath. They are a little bit whiffy, aren't they? Kenzie's at home today because it is an academic review day. So we had a Zoom meeting type thing with his tutor last night over computer, and then the tutors are all doing academic reviews all day, so they have like a home study day. Anyway, let's get on with this. Kenzie and I are both living in our pyjamas today as well. We're really not making an effort, are we? So yeah, we're going to prop the phone up and then I'll film a little bit of doggy bath time. It's 2 o'clock and I've had a bath, which has made me feel a bit perkier, and I have done my hair. I can actually eat. I mean, I have just eaten now salad and I'm having some crunchy Wotsits. So yeah, that's encouraging. But it does inflame just after I've eaten. Obviously stuff's brushed against it, but that's not as agonising as it would have been yesterday. I do keep feeling like my blood sugar drops. So I will mention that to the doctor. My ear doesn't feel as painful as it did yesterday either, and the irritation is more located just here now rather than spreading. I'm going through the laundry. I am being productive even though I am off, but you know me, I can't sit still for too long. So I have actually run the hoover over the bedroom. Kenzie has blitzed his bedroom. He's been super helpful today. He helped me bath the dogs earlier because they were quite smelly. And they were scratching a lot, so I think they'd had quite a bit of sort of irritation from sheep poo, mud and that kind of stuff. And they've stopped scratching now, and maybe there was fleas, I don't know, but if they were washed away. They also had a lot of loose fur because it was all in the plug hole. And they seem to have stopped scratching so much and shedding quite so much, so yeah, that was worth it just for that, not having quite so much fur floating around. But yeah, I'm just going to sit now and relax for a bit before I have to head off to the doctor's. I've just pulled up at the doctor's. I thought I would touch base with you guys because I'm here a bit early. So I have called Tiggy Winkle's Animal Rescue Centre because if you remember, we tried to save the rook last week. And probably by the fact that I've used tried, you're going to know the outcome of this. But also, I don't know if you remember, back in October, we also picked up a pigeon that had quite a nasty injury to its crop and its wing. That was walking down the track when Kenzie and I were on our way back from feeding the sheep. So I asked about both of them. Sadly, the pigeon had 2 cuts to its crop and quite a severe injury down by its leg and its wing, and they decided the kindest thing to do for that one would be to put it to sleep because the injuries were so extensive. So that was sad. And then the rook, they said there was no obvious thing wrong with the rook. It had quite a lot of mites and it was underweight, and he lasted 4 days with them and then just passed away. So they said, you know, at least he was brought in and he wasn't in the cold, and you know, he was checked over and he could be fed in his last days, as opposed to being out in this really cold weather and the rain we've had, and at risk of being picked off by, you know, foxes and cats and things, and you know, having to try and find food when he was obviously so unwell. So yeah, you know, they made him comfortable, and unfortunately after 4 days he just passed away. But not good news on this occasion, or the previous occasion it would seem, but we did what we could do. I've also had a phone call this afternoon from a lovely lady who would like to see me on Monday and meet her dogs, and she's looking for ad hoc dog sitting in the dogs, you know, in their own home, and it might be for long weekends, which works perfectly for me, you know, Friday to Monday, and also just sort of evenings or days when they've you know, made plans to go to the theatre, which go out for a meal, that kind of thing. So that sounds very positive. We seem to gel quite nicely over the phone, and we're going to meet on Monday and just sort of have a chat and what have you, and I can meet the dogs. And then there was another inquiry. What was that? I've also got some work booked in with the sheep, actually. An old school friend contacted me, who I mentioned in a vlog over the weekend, and he's tried all sorts of therapies for his son who's been diagnosed with autism, and they've just not been something he's engaged with. So he contacted us just after Emma had kind of made that announcement that we were not going to be running UTalk anymore as a non-for-profit, and that she was going to take it forward as a business with the farm. But she did say, well, if I wanted to do some sessions with them as a family, then that was absolutely fine, and Rob's okayed it as well. So yeah, I have that as well. And also I'm going to be looking after a puppy and Millie dog, who you may have seen, well, you will have seen several times in videos when I'm in work. It's one of the dogs that Emma looks after. So I've also got a booking for them. Millie's owner's daughter is getting a puppy, and they have a meal booked. So I've got quite a few new little things cropping up, and I've not actually advertised my services yet because I'm still going through the sort of legal bits and bobs that I want to make sure I have in place. So bearing in mind I've not actually advertised yet, my sister is tagging me in a lot of things, and other people have tagged me, and I am known for being happy to look after animals. So I think when I actually do start advertising and have everything officially in place, that I should get some work in, which is really encouraging. Anyway, it's flipping cold sitting out here. It's gonna hit -degrees at some point today. And so it's 4:15 now. My appointment's at 4:30, so I'm going to go in and hopefully it'll be nice and warm in the doctor's surgery. Kenzie's been down to get the fish and chips from the fish and chip van. You get so much fish.
Actually, fish and chips are actually.
It, yeah, we're actually having. I thought this would be easier to eat than chicken. Is it your wing? What I really need you girls to do is get in that water and clean yourself up so I can actually see where the blood's coming from. I think it's your beak again, isn't it? Have you been attacking or trying to get out? Yes, it's your beak, isn't it? Why do you do this to yourself? Look at you. Why do you do it? And you've now covered everyone else in blood too. It looks like an absolute bloodbath.